to Meet Me in the Middle. Lindsay Pollard and I are so thrilled today to be joined by a mother-daughter team for this first episode in a series of probably 3 or 4. We have Toya Poplar, woohoo, over here, wave at them. Yeah, there you go. And her, let me think, this is her third oldest, her third child. Okay. She's got Amiya Poplar, her daughter, here with her. Woohoo! And we're so excited to have this duo today. This is just doing my heart good because we've been wanting them on for a long time, and God just opened up the door for it to be perfect timing. Perfect timing. So we're going to start with Amiya, better known as Mighty Miya. And we're going to talk to her for a little bit first. And then we are just going to pick the brains out of Toya Poplar, her mama. But right now, we're just going to enjoy Miya for a little bit. Miya's got a big project coming up, and we're going to talk about that. But first, Miya, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, you're the 17-year-old child of your parents and all that good stuff. So give us a little background to you, who you are.
All right, so my name is Amiya Poplar. I'm 17 years old. I'm a senior in high school this year, and I am the baby girl in my family. And I really love film, love movies, and all that. God showed me at a young age what I needed to do, and I stuck to it.
Yeah, but tell us about that. Tell us that story that you were telling us earlier before we went on. Just kind of how God brought you to this thing about filmmaking. That was just kind of cool. I mean, you're only 17. We're just so proud of you.
So I was, 13. And yeah, I was 13. I originally wanted to be a chef. And I was going to do like a chef as my side career and then do like something with archaeology or going into where I would be able to travel and look at the world and like study rocks and something totally opposite from like nothing to do with film. And then I was like, what is this really what I want to do? So I was praying about it. I was strong in my faith. I was like, all right, we need to sit down and figure out what's the plan. And especially I was 13 and I was really wanting to, like, I was really thinking about my future a lot. And so God showed me to do like that I was going to do film. And yeah, so let me just think.
What 13-year-old do you know that is praying to the Lord and thinking seriously about their future? I mean, that right there just blows my mind.
Right. You remember, I don't know if y'all seen The Shack, that film?
Yes.
Okay, so The Shack, it was around that time I had watched it, and God had told me right before then that I would needed to do film. And I saw that, and I was like, there's not really that many good Christian films out there. Like The Shack, I could probably name 5 good ones. I was like, I'm going to be the next filmmaker who makes good, wholesome Christian films that everybody from all around could watch and takes them away from it and isn't forcing and pushing religion onto you and isn't like making you want to just turn it off because it's a corny Christian film. Right. So that's really what kind of spoke to me, because I was like, this is a great movie. I love how the directors executed it, and I would love to do this in the future. And even when I would question, like, is this really what I wanted to do? I'd be watching a random show, and then it would be like, do filmmaking. And I'd be like, whoa, you need to make films. And I'd be like, oh my God, okay, I need to do this. Because God is showing me over and over, you need to do this. And so I started up my YouTube channel, posted my first video when I had just turned 14. And it was about slavery. Because I wanted to start out with something deep and sort of eye-catching, so people would be like, oh, she's serious. And I'm like, yeah, I'm serious about this. So, yeah, Miss Evelyn, she's really near and dear to my heart, and she helped me with it. And I was able to release my first little film. And it was not good, but it was good.
Okay.
Okay, what was the name of that one? At 14, you released your first film?
Wow.
Yes.
Mercy. Okay,
And
what was the name of that one?
that was The Gift of History.
Okay.
And then it was, the moral of it was, we must know our past.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if we don't know our past, then we're gonna repeat it.
Mm.
So yeah.
Okay. At 14.
At 14.
At 14.
Well,
I'm,
actually,
I'm still stuck on that.
so,
Just say
yes.
there's hope. There's hope for mankind. You just give me hope for mankind. I'm like, thank you, God. You're still producing people.
That's right. That's right. There's still hope. You give us much hope, Amiya. You do.
I'm glad.
You may know, Maya, I don't know if you've seen it. You'll have to go back and look at it. But Lindsay and I have two daughters. Lindsay has one, and we had, each of us had one of our daughters on Meet Me in the Middle. They're both upper 20s, and then my daughter's 33-ish. And you know, we were talking to millennials, and that we're like, man, we're all counting on you. When we get tired and weary and the battle is so long, and people our age may, you know, just say, I don't want to hear anymore, you know, we're counting on you guys to speak into that, and you give me continued hope. So you're like 10 years younger, a little bit more than our girls, you know, and so I'm like, yes, God is still working. And he is still creating. See, and you're just the image of God creating through you. So talk to us about your current project. And, you know, I know you've got like a launch. Talk to us about that. It's called Our Lives Shatter. It's a short film by Amiya Poplar, release date September 19th. So we'll make sure this gets put out before then. Today, by the way, everybody, we're recording this on 9/11/20. Yeah. A very appropriate day to talk about a lot of things, I think. So, and to remember. So tell us about that project that you're getting ready to put out.
So there has been, as you all know, a lot of injustice and a lot of, I mean, it's been going on for a long time, but I think stuff really hit the fan 2020, and with the protesting and all of that. And so I wanted to do a visual I wanted to do a visual representation of my mom's film, Our Lives Shatter, because it's really like relevant to what's going on right now. And I wanted to show how, as much time has passed, we really haven't come that far. And so what I did was, well, I'm not going to spoil it all, but Our Lives Shatter is basically that. Yeah. So we haven't really, we say we've come a long way, but Rosa Parks died in what, 2002? This hasn't been long. There's a lot of stuff, and people make it seem like that was ages ago, but it's really not. And so there's a lot of stuff. As you can see in the trailer, the contrast between slavery, our flag, and just little stuff like that. So yeah, I don't want to say too much about it. So
Right.
I'm good at that without giving away everything.
Okay. And I was going to ask you before you're kind of answering it, because I was going to ask you what the driving force was behind Our Lives Shatter. And so you kind of answered that. What do you hope for people to receive out of this project that you're launching?
That's a tough one. I want them to sort of like perceive it as how they want to, but also get the overall message of it, which is I want people to see me differently and see my growth, but also look at our nation differently. Mm-hmm. And realize that my people, our people, well, Black people are still hurting. Maybe not as definitely not as back then slavery, but now we still are hurting, but it's a different type of hurt. And I just want people to hear the poem, really, and to understand the meaning behind that. Like, because a lot of times people don't hear what we have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry about that. People don't hear what, sorry, y'all. Things like connections going crazy.
It's okay.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Is it cutting out?
You're freezing a little bit.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Well, yeah, I want people to hear. I'm sorry.
I said, stay with us.
Yeah, I just want people to hear what we've been trying to tell people over and over. So, yeah, what we've been trying to tell white people over and over, the ones who don't want to open their ears and hear. I pray that they see this and then they get something or hear and know that we're not shoving stuff into their face. We just want them to hear us from a sensitive place.
So, Miya, as an African-American young woman, 17 years old, this is 2020 we're talking about, where do you feel like you're still in the middle of racial issues personally? What touches you specifically? Do you know what I mean?
Like what has happened to me personally with racial injustice and stuff?
Yeah, that or how have you experienced in some way just in your personal life?
Well, that's a tough one because being a Black woman, there's a lot of that. Especially, yeah, there's a lot of that. And during this pandemic, I've lost quite a lot of white friends. A lot who ended up to be really political, like sort of, I'm trying to word this to where it's not like.
Oh, no, we're straight here.
Yeah,
We're straight. Don't meet me in the middle. We're straight.
we're good.
All right.
Straight. Yes.
So I've had a lot of friends who ended up being sort of either closeted racist or super harsh on their political beliefs. And it's like, if you don't believe what I believe, then we can't be friends, which is insane to me because it's like, that shouldn't be the basis of our friendship in the first place. And it's just just crazy stuff. Is it all right if I give an example or?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You know, look at, see, now I know my skin is white, but you know I love you dearly.
Okay.
Like I said, on Meet Me in the Middle, we have candid conversations. So
that's what it's all about. Meet in the middle. And Toya, you may want to throw in a question to your own daughter every now and then, but pass me a Kleenex in a minute is all I got to say. Okay, go ahead, Miya. Carry on.
Miya, I think you should, I think that your text message that you sent to a friend who shall remain nameless sums up completely your struggle and your wisdom and your compassion. Like just me being aware of some of the behind the scenes battles that you fought, I'm very proud to see how you've conducted yourself. But if you have that text message handy, y'all, she has a text message that's so succinct and so profound that I asked her to send it to me. And I just hit it in my heart because her courage to confront in love is something that I feel like adults could sit at her feet and learn from. So, Miya, do you actually have that handy? Because if you don't, I'm sure I can pull it up.
I do, and I will read that. I'm going to give a little background before I say it. So, sorry. So I had a friend, and he was really, basically, he needed now I look back and I'm like, I was just a Black face that you needed to be like, I'm not racist. That's what I look back and I'm like, I wasn't even your friend for real. I was just a Black face, sort of. And Yeah,
token?
like, yeah, a token. And I even told that to him later. And he was like, well, sorry, I'll cherish all the memories we had. And I'm like, what? Yeah, crazy. So I will go ahead and read that. Sorry, I had to go away because I'm on
That's okay.
Your phone, isn't it? Yeah, I know everything.
my phone.
Okay, I hear
Can y'all still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
you. I see.
Okay.
I hear you.
I went away for a second. Okay. Okay, well, all right, then. Okay, so I said our entire social, well, there was a little bit before that, and I said, I'm sorry for leaving you all open because I couldn't respond to him right then and there because of sort of, I just couldn't respond to him immediately. I had to gather my thoughts.
Yes.
And I said, I just didn't want to respond to that question because, quite frankly, it's very tone deaf and offensive. Our entire social structure centers around whiteness as a default. Asserting that all lives matter just reaffirms that reality. Obviously, every life is valuable, but not everyone's lives are in danger due to the color of their skin. There isn't a large amount of unarmed white lives being threatened at the hands of police. Black Lives Matter is a statement justifying that Black Lives Matter also, and they should start to matter. You saying all lives matter is a protest to my protest, and now you are part of the problem. Yes, all lives do matter, but this country doesn't treat all lives like that. So no, all lives don't matter until Black Lives Matter. Sorry, not sorry, but this isn't about you and your life in particular. You saying, do you not support me? Is it absurd? And honestly, I should be asking you that.
Wow. Do you have anything to say to that, Lindsay girl?
So,
Ooh.
but
Well,
before that, he was like, I was like, do you support All Lives Matter? And I was like, as my friend, like, why are you? And he was like, yes, does my life not matter? Making it about him. And I'm like,
Yeah.
sorry, that's enough said.
you used a phrase, you used two words that are really sticking out for me. And one, it's tone deaf.
Yeah.
And when you hear that, you immediately think, well, I would immediately think music because I grew up in a very musical family. But with the social climate right now, and for you to have been instilled with such wisdom is astounding to me. It's like so beautiful. Like I said, when I first met you, I'm like, I can see the life just popping. I can see determination. I can see self-worth. I mean, yay to mom and dad, because I'm telling you right here that she's an amazing gift. She has an amazing gift and she is a gift. But to use those words tone deaf and it's offensive, you're talking a whole nother language to someone who completely does not understand the social climate or have the tolerance to understand what you're going through as an African American young woman.
Right.
So that those two words to me, tone deaf, man, that's got some depth to it you don't even know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The phrase that you used, you said, you're protesting my protest.
Mm-hmm.
That was significant too. And here's the thing that I think people so often, and it absolutely grieves my heart. I mean, I've called Lindsay and your mama Toya here and crying, just saying, I'm so sorry, which seems so shallow. I'm grieving a lot of things that I didn't know for so long. But
Right.
sadly, a lot of people can just throw out movements because there's different pieces of it that they don't, aren't biblical or they don't agree with or whatever, without saying, but wait a minute, what is the heart of that movement? What does that mean? And Lindsay's husband, Ronald, was on Meet Me in the Middle with us one time, and he had this little thing he had seen on Facebook, like, we're not saying that all lives don't matter,
Right.
not saying that. We're just saying right now we need people to know we're hurting. I mean, I'm not quoting it exactly right, but you're trying to say, but things aren't right here. And we're not saying that you don't matter as a white person. We're just saying right now we've been given the short end of the stick for a very long time, and it's getting threadbare by the minute, and we're barely hanging on because of years of that. And we need you to pay attention, you know, and see what's going on here. So, yeah, you're just wise beyond your years. And I just love you and appreciate you. I don't know. Somebody say something, because I'm.
There's a song that I'm not gonna sing, but there's a song by a group called Commission. I don't know if you've ever heard of that group, Amiya. Toya, you've heard of Commission before? Yes.
Millions didn't make it,
Man,
but I was one of the ones who did.
yes. The song that comes to mind, besides that being a very great song, is they sang a song called "How Can We Sing Living in a Strange Land." It goes back to what you said as far as tone deaf. As African Americans living in America and being brought the way that we were brought, but learning to love, learning to assimilate, learning to acculturate. There was a coach the other day on the NBA, and he just started weeping, and he says, I just don't understand. We love this country so much. Why doesn't it love us back?
Right.
And so I think for so many centuries, we have been singing a different song because we're not from here. We're not saying that we hate it here. We're just saying we're not from here originally, and we're singing a different song, and we're finding our legs to sing our original song and to sing it strongly.
Yeah.
And so the audience that is listening is thinking that we're tone deaf, and we're thinking that they're tone deaf because we're not talking, we're not singing the same language. Mm-hmm. But what I do want to insert here is that while you're sharing your middle as a 17-year-old, we always want to inject Christ into Meet Me in the Middle. Mm-hmm. And because you all are believers, it's an easier thing to do at this time. We all come from one family. We all come from one tree. We all come from one maker. Yeah. And we're made in his image and in his likeness. So as you're traveling your journey, Amiya, God is going to continue to put people in your path that are spirit-filled, that sing the same song.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not necessarily an African-American song. It's a spiritual song because you're on a spiritual journey.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I totally agree with that. God really showed me who my real friends were. And it wasn't about a black or white thing, because like it just wasn't about a black or white thing. It was about, you love me regardless of what any political thing. And I'm not even into politics, but I'm just like, you love me regardless, and that's all that matters. So you stood by me this whole time. So you're my friend. And God really showed me that. And so I'm going to use this for the rest of my life.
Yeah. I'll just say to you, sister, keep going, keep doing what God has made you to do. And if there's any way we can keep lifting your arms up and cheering you on, we're not on the sidelines cheering. We're in the game with you.
Thank you.
We're running beside you as best we can to say, keep going, keep going, keep going. Your word, if I could grab your sweet little face and just put your face in my hands, I'd say, your words matter, your films matter, even the little film about you pranking your brothers, which I just loved. I watched that one. You guys got to go to her YouTube channel. It's worth it. You know, she's got a good little mix of serious and fun. But, you know, just all of that. That stuff is important. You're being you. God created you. The person God created you to be, and you're a beautiful color. Just want you to know.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So,
We salute you, Queen.
yeah.
Thank you.
Remind everybody again about your the premiere, the date, and everything, and where they can find it. So give all that little information. I'll put it in the description, but speak it out.
All right, so everybody go to Mighty Miya Productions, Mighty space Miya space MIYA Productions with an S. Go there, check out my YouTube channel, please, and thank you, and subscribe, and go. That way you can know when the premiere and everything is gonna happen. Make sure you hit that bell so you can get the notifications. Also, my Instagram, Mighty Miya Productions, no spaces in that. That's just my Instagram. The premiere is September 19th at 8 p.m. So be looking out. And my main is Amiya Poplar. And yes, go ahead and watch the trailer. The trailer's already up on my YouTube channel, so go check it out. Please and thank you. And yeah, I'm also, sorry, shameless plug, I'm selling anklets. So if you want or are interested in selling anklets, go to Mighty Anklets on Instagram. Hit me up. Look at what I got, and I will get you those anklets immediately. I'll even ship them to you. So don't even worry if you're not in the 256. I'll help you out. So
we love the shameless plug. We love it.
I got the anklets. I want an anklet. Send me one.
I know. Really.
I want stuff. I want stuff.
Look, go to Instagram. I'll help you.
Listen, you know, in years to come, Lindsay and I are going to go, we knew her when.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
You keep making films. You keep doing all that stuff. And thank you. We are honored that you come out of your day to meet with us. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Nice meeting you, Miya.
Yes, nice meeting y'all. Thank you, guys.